So I'm not used to just talking in these videos and not just going right into the action, but y'all said you wanted some more behind the scenes vlog type of thing, so I'm gonna try to do that from now on. So what we try to do with this HockeyLand series, we also have one for baseball called Home Run Havoc, is basically grow the game. We show you a mix of behind the scenes and up close with the players, but then we also work with teams to put together these videos showcasing how fun it is to go to the games, as well as what it's like going to them. And we film the videos from seats that are anywhere between $4 and $20, depending on the league, ECHL, AHL, NHL, and all that, showcasing how affordable it is and how good the angles are from these affordable seats. Well, once we have you hooked on the game, we know it may not be affordable to watch it consistently with all these different streaming platforms. So at the beginning of this year, 2025, we developed a way that we, on our YouTube channel, COTW TV, or any team that wanted to, could like live stream the game's scoreboard, kind of make a digital animated version of the scoreboard, so you can at least follow along while at home and maybe doing something else, like have it on in the background, or not necessarily physically watching the action. And that can go on YouTube Live, Instagram, Facebook, all that. So we're testing it big time to make sure there's no weird bugs or anything like that with it. So that's kind of where we are as of modern day, as of right now, as of today, with Chewing on the Wire TV, Rock City RockCityChronicle.com, the parent organization, Rock City Multimedia. So far we've tested it with 2 NHL games on our YouTube, and now we're kind of into trying it live, so people can watch it. So we're kind of sent down to the AHL to do that, testing it out a little bit more in the AHL before it becomes an official thing, have teams start using it, all that good stuff, and just any game we can get right now, because obviously the hopes, as much as with our community impact videos and stuff we do on the website and the channel, we do hope to eventually break into the NHL, the big leagues as well. But and as far as hockey goes, if you're like new to the channel, we do predominantly follow the Cleveland Monsters and the Columbus Blue Jackets, just because that's our area teams and we already have deals with them and stuff. But we are open to any team that wants to, sign us, have a contract with us for any amount of time, for any amount of anything. If you're not new to the channel and you've seen the baseball stuff, we have a whole bunch of minor league baseball teams we do stuff with. But hockey, we're not necessarily newer at. I just wasn't sure how well I'd be able to do videos until a couple of years ago because of how fast-paced it was. We've been covering it on the website forever, so it's relatively new. We're kind of breaking in a little bit more, and like I said, developing this technology we didn't have before, trying to grow the game. So that's kind of a good intro on us. So yeah, let's go to work. Let's make it happen. Tonight is a good example of just working with any team that we can type of thing, because we were just up covering the Blue Jackets for a while on their most recent road trip, and then once we got the scoreboard stuff to a point that we could use it, it would be functional and able to test it and figure out what we're using where and all that, we tried it for the 3rd period in one of the Blue Jackets games, and now that we think we got to figure it out, like I said, we're going back down to the AHL to test it out more. And tonight, just because we really want to get a head start with this, isn't even a Cleveland Monsters game. Tonight we are covering the Toronto Marlies at the San Diego Gulls. And then after tonight, we're back down with the Monsters for a little bit, doing some regular videos, like the normal highlight, going to the game kind of videos. But So yeah, this is going to be like a behind the scenes of how that new scoreboard thing we're working on works, and like a game day when we're running the scoreboard, that type of thing.
6.5 hours later.
Alright, so it's later
6.5 hours later.
in the day now, and we are going over to the COTW TV studio, to our command center. We call it, the situation room. It's where everything you see on COTW TV, including COTW radio, everything you see that's live streamed and recorded in that like studio setting kind of thing, not live at a game, all takes place here. We're gonna go there super early because I'm moving stuff around and all over. But yeah, we're gonna hang out there for the night, and so we're working on getting this scoreboard stuff to a point where we can, do it on a laptop and take it with us on the road, do it wherever we need. But right now, we're trying to figure out how everything's working together and set up and all that. We are doing it we got to use the big computers and all that to figure out exactly what we're doing and how we're doing it, type of thing. So we're doing it all from our command center. And I did just want to point out, kind of nip it in the bud just in case, here at Rock City Multimedia, we do come up with new technologies as well as new ways to use technologies that exist. So how I was saying, like, we came up with this live stream scoreboard thing that you can use like on any platform. Right now what we're using is a scoreboard made by, or it's called Score Count. Not sure who made it. It was just kind of like a software you could download, and we're using BeLive to stream it to different platforms. So I just didn't want like people to see this and be like, you didn't invent that, that's BeLive or something. What we're trying to do, this is a situation where we are coming up with new ways to use the technology, because it's like, you've seen live stream scoreboards on YouTube. I know some streamers use them. I've seen, I think I subscribe to at least one of them that uses them. But what we're trying to do, and coming up the pike, we are also making our own scoreboard. We're just figuring out what to do and how to make it right now. But what we're trying to really put together is like a way that you can do that, what YouTube lets you do, and put it on Instagram and Facebook, and even like on Google, if Google was willing to work with the teams and their business profiles or whatever on there. So it's like, this is trying to culminate new ways of using modern technology. And I just wanted to say that so no one thought we're like, you didn't make that website, or you didn't make that. This stuff like that happens all the time when things like this pop up, because one thing we do to connect with the teams we work with, the community and all that, is new ways to get them involved, new ways to use technology. And so there's always people that misunderstand it, that are like, you didn't invent a digital DSLR camera, what do you mean you're coming up with new ways to experience the game and all you're doing is filming the game? Everyone has a camera. It's not, it's showing you what the experience is like. It's things that people haven't done like that before. So I'm just trying to nip it all in the bud before it even becomes a thing.
More moments later.
So I was asked about pregame. Usually when we're doing the scoreboard stuff, pregame is just a lot of eating. Sometimes I take a nap, and just kind of hanging around, listening to music in our little lounge area we showed you earlier, and you know, get myself ready for the game, because it is a lot of focusing. You really got to watch the game type of thing, you know, in order to keep track of shots, penalty minutes, input all those in seconds, you know, and figure out all the keystrokes and all that to do it in seconds, not get off on the time, sometimes be taking timeouts while inputting the score stuff, and then as you're doing that with the scoreboard, making sure the video is working. It's like operating a scoreboard, you know, it's the same kind of thing. So yeah, but yeah, I feel like that's about it. We still got a little bit before the game, so let me show you the setup some. Alright, to kind of show you what we got going on before the game recovering starts, because then it's going to be a little too hectic to show. So this is where we stream the game on this iPad. Obviously, this isn't the game we're doing. This is one of them before, just to show you what it looks like. We got all of our stats pages here, shots, everything you could imagine, thanks to Flow Sports / Flow Hockey / AHL TV. But as well as a simple keeping it with the score, obviously when there's timeouts, so we know when to stop the clock. And with that, as that's going on, we have our scoreboard, which is easily edited. I have my edit notes here. I could either, you know, type it in type of thing, just click anything to make it advance. Then there's certain things like to put scores up, to put scores down with the keyboard, all that stuff. And then that is being kind of vined over to this software, where if I click that button, boom, that is exactly what you see on YouTube. And to further that even more, we could check the connection and all that stuff up here. It'll tell us how long we're streaming for over there. And to further make sure that's all working, we actually have our YouTube up signed in, not as Chewing on the Wire, just through like a personal email instead of work email. So we can see the stream there, and we can see when it's live, what's going on, and I can go over to that and make sure what the public is seeing is what we want them to see type of thing. Then with that, there are a bunch of kind of fail-safe things. First, before we get to that, does that count as a goal for goal cam? Even when we're not trying to video the game, we gotta go on video.
It's blocked by the Gulls behind it. Joseph playing easy, goes risking. Let's circle, they score! Just on to power. Bust on through. Here's Pastujov. Around one, around two. He shoots and scores! Let a boom, Pastujov. Beginning of the season, slot here. Solo shoots and scores. The bumper play as he evacuates from the front of Franco into the zone, busting down the right side. Leads for Bailey, moves in, he scores! Justin Bailey with his first of the season. And we're all into the zone. Shoots this one, kicked out by Frank. Kokanen leads this one down low, solo. Bangle, Deach scores. That one may have gone off the mask and Cali climbing it in, but solo is behind them. That was easy in front of the slot. Gulls reset. Cedar off left dot. Waits. Turns it back to Dionisio. He shot. He scores! Rodwin Dionisio with goals in back-to-back games. And the power play cashes in for a third time. It's 4-3 Toronto. It's on the back door but couldn't connect. It's all the way out the center. Here's Clifford with an empty net try on the right side and he scores. Kyle Clifford with the empty net goal.
The following Thursday.
Alright, so it is the next day, Thursday. Last night the Toronto Marlies won 5-3 over the San Diego Gulls in their first ever trip to San Diego. And today I was gonna go to Columbus, Ohio, to go to an Ohio State against Michigan State hockey game. But everything, just kind of happened at a bad time. Apparently, if you tap your card at certain gas stations, they can, skim your number through that, but not if you insert it or whatever. And I just been doing that because it was easier and it's been cold out, and I got all these, fraud warning and fraudulent charges and stuff on my bank thing. So I'm getting a whole new card, the whole situation. So whether I was able to buy tickets, when we go to a game, it's either we get the cheapest ticket, we buy it, or we are kind of gifted, given the cheapest ticket from the team. Because like I said, the whole thing with the videos is showing how affordable it is to go to different sporting events, hockey and baseball are the two we do. And then what it's like going to the games and stuff, like I said earlier in the video. So I wasn't able to get them, and then there was this whole thing with the whatever software they use, where it's if they sent them to you, or it's just click on this link and just click buy, add to cart, credit card, whatever, and then it'll just charge you $0 or something like that. It would just reject mine because my whole thing was shut down, so I wasn't really able to do that today. But instead of just canceling it, saying no way, sending someone else, something like that, I like I was saying, I want to get the scoreboard tested out and ready to go and all that as fast as we can. And the Ohio State athletic department, the hockey team, uses kind of an online plugin to live stream some of their stuff. So I was trying to see, that's a perfect example. Maybe I could see how the scoreboard runs with the software they use that's just online and not some specific app that's just over the internet. I can see if I can sync it up, maybe do the work for me or something, as we test it out. So we're gonna do that again tonight. We're gonna do another scoreboard test with Ohio State versus Michigan State. And it's not all bad news though, because that means the Ohio State game, the next one that they're home, that I'm gonna be able to go to, is Ohio State versus Michigan, which is gonna be fun, especially if you know my history. But yeah, so we're gonna get into a little bit of that now. Alright, so a little bit of a update, or something just kind of came up as I was making that thumbnail for the Ohio State Michigan State game. We got the okay to that we'd be able to cover the Blue Jackets and Vegas Knights game tonight, so we're gonna hop on that also. Just finished the first period of the Ohio State and Michigan State game. So now we're gonna get ready to do that Blue Jackets. Little added benefit, added game there. Alright, well that is all I have for this video. Like I said, starting tomorrow and for the weekend at least, we're back down in the AHL with the Cleveland Monsters for our Cleveland Lumberjacks weekend. That's going to be the next video, and that's just going to be like a regular, like, going to the game, highlights, you know, not the scoreboard stuff, but I will start doing those regular videos as vlogs like this as well. So stay tuned for that. That'll be the next one. Thanks for tuning in.